Give it a minute to make sure the stream is starting. All right. I'm going to do a little tutorial here. All right. This is my 5e character sheet template version 2. Here at the top, it's got some instructions. Basically, the first step is going to be picking a race. So I'm going to say, all right, I'm going to be a human. And then the next step is subrace. And I'm going to say, I would like to be a human variant. Now, every time you pick a race, it's going to have a list of subraces that you can pick from, and you have to pick the subrace. In most cases, normal is going to be your only option. Like if you're an Arakocra, normal is the only option. In my game, it's going to be Dark Sun, and the only races available are human, Arakocra, elf, dwarf, half-elf, mole, half-giant, halfling, Terran, and Thri-kreen. The next step would be picking your class over here. However, this only matters for your ability points. This doesn't actually affect your level, per se. This is just going to determine how many ability points you get. So when you get to level 4, if I change this to 4, you'll see it gives me 2 ability points at level 4. And when I have 2 ability points, then I can choose to take a feat, and that uses my 2 ability points. But if I don't use the feat, then I could put those 2 ability points in any of the ability scores that I choose, just like that. Now, well, actually, there's a spot for feats, so you could actually put it there. And then there's a spot for magic items and spells and other effects. So if you have a bunch of modifiers, you can put them in different slots here and figure out what your final score is going to be. Now, this is just sort of a DM tool here. This is the point by guide. And I've kind of got real world with low stats. Dark Sun technically should probably be higher. I guess Dark Sun stats, after reading the book a little bit, they're more like 24. So I'm letting my players do 24 for more of a Middle-earth style game. But that's supposed to be high fantasy in general. And then 30 is like epic fantasy, which is kind of broken. D&D doesn't do well with high stats. 5e is really meant to have lower stats. Anyway, your total is over here, so you can see as I increase my score, the total shoots all the way up to 29 there, but if I decrease my score in something else, it goes back down. All right, stats page. Stats page, you put in your name. Basically, the blue spots are okay to adjust, so you just change your name here and pick your background over here. These are marked in red because the race and the subrace is taken care of on the abilities tab. So basically, spreadsheets will carry over things that you enter on the first tab into other tabs. So it's all automated. That's the benefit of the character sheet. Oh, I missed a step. To even be able to edit this character sheet, you have to go up to File and make a copy of it. They're not going to let you edit my original copy because that would suck. So you have to make a copy and edit your own copy. So these ability scores are red because they're coming from the abilities tab. So you don't want to change any of these. You can change the miscellaneous bonus or the proficiency bonus. Like if I'm proficient in strength, I would toggle this to yes. If I have ×2 saves, then I'd toggle it to ×2. If I have half a save, I'd do something like that. Hit points are calculated automatically. The calculation is maximum first level plus con, half of second level plus con, half of third level plus 1 plus con, and then it goes back to half plus con, and then half plus 1 plus con every alternating level going forward. So you get a nice averaged amount of hit points, but with a decent chunk at the beginning. If you use experience points, you can enter them here. You can put your player name here. You can change your alignment here. You can change your character size here if you're a large creature or if you're small. Your armor class is calculated based on this table right here. So anything that gives you armor, you want to put in this list and put the amount of AC it gives you in this list. And if it limits your dexterity, you put that here. You'll see if I change this to 10, my armor class shoots all the way up to 25. I've got 20 dex right now. It's giving me 5. Base is 10 plus 10. But if my max dex here is 0, like if I'm in full plate, you see it's not giving me any dex anymore because I've limited it to 0. If you've got skills, you can sort them by ability or alphabetic, and then you can toggle whether you have that skill by changing the proficiency to yes. And then if you've got an item that gives you a bonus or something, you can put in an individual bonus there, and it'll add to the total. If you've got a death, you can check it here, here, here. If you've got languages here, if you've got class currencies like key points or sorcery points or something, you can put those here. If you've got hit dice for healing, they go here. Temporary hit points go here. Your current hit points, you can just enter that here. I put in 8. Right now, I think it's just setting it to whatever this is, but you can manually change that. It'll overwrite this little code here. This little code is basically just saying pull whatever number is from here for now. So you can put your weapon name here. The attack roll is calculated, so you just want to pick whether it's a strength or dex weapon. Add a miscellaneous bonus if it's like a magic weapon. Your proficiency bonus if you're proficient. What type of damage over here and how much damage here. And you can do up to 4 weapons here. If you've got tools, you can put them here. Usually, if I only have 1 tool proficiency, I'll drag to select all of these areas, like 72 through 80, and then I'll right-click, and I'll say Hide Row. And you can see it, whatever I've selected, it'll hide those rows. Well, it's supposed to anyway. Hold on. Let me try this again. Reveal, reveal. Maybe I have to select these. So I'll select these and hide rows. There it goes. All right. So if you don't need all of the tools, you can hide all of them except for one like that. And then you can pop them back out by clicking the little black arrow on the left side. I put all of my class features and abilities down in this box here. It's got wraparound, so if you've got a really long description that you copied from a website, you can see it wraps around and fills the box and scrolls down a little bit. The items tab here, you're going to put the description of your item in the line, and then you're going to put the number of the item that you've got here and the weight of the item here, and then it'll do the math. Usually what I'll do is I'll hide this column as well, just to make sure I don't mess with it. But basically, the number of item that you enter here is going to multiply by the weight and give you a total, and then that total is summed here to give you the total of the weight of all of your items. If you use encumbrance, you can turn weights on or off here. So if you don't care, you can turn it off and ignore all of the weights. But if you do use encumbrance, then leave it on, enter your weights, and it'll tell you whether you're encumbered or not right here. It calculates how much you can carry based on your strength, and then it'll tell you how much you're carrying, and then it'll tell you whether you're burdened or not. So the second section down here is not calculated into any of that encumbrance stuff. This is stuff that's on your horse, at your house, in the bank, wherever it might be. It's not on you, but it's something that you might own that you just want to list in your items. The backgrounds tab, it'll put your, well, I guess not. You can put descriptions of your background here or here. You can fill in all of your character stuff. The gray boxes are pulled from other tabs, so you don't need to adjust those, but you can set your skin tone, eye color, hair color, age, gender, height, weight, body type, homeland, religion, racial traits. Although this is a small box, you might just want to use that bigger section on the stats page. But you can enter that stuff in backstory, ideals, flaws, bonds, personality traits, and racial types, or racial traits. All of this stuff, general character stuff, just enter that normally. If you've got notes, you can enter them here. I usually have a lot of notes about quests that I want to do and NPCs that I've met. Yeah. Meticulous notes will help you play the game, so keep notes. The spells tab, this is a real important one here. If you're a spellcasting class, you have to set it over here on this tab, right? So I'm a cleric and I'm level 3, so you can see my hit points adjusted automatically there. My level adjusted, my proficiency bonus adjusted, my attack rolls all adjusted. If my proficiency changed, all of my skills would have adjusted. But I'm just going to jump back into the Spells tab and show you that if I toggle this on as a spellcasting class, it fills in all of my details here. So I can immediately see as a level 3 cleric, I use Wisdom, my save DC is 10, my attack rolls are +2, my cantrips are 3. I know all the spells, I don't get any bonus spells or cantrips, but if I did, I could enter a number here and it would add to my numbers here or here. Preparable spells 3, so you know you can write your prepared spells in a list here. Or if you're a wizard, I'll usually write all of the spells I know and then toggle whether I've prepared it here. Pact Magic, if you've got Pact Magic, it's the same deal. Just toggle it here and use it. If you've got a pet, I've got a lightened version of the stat page, so you can give your pet stats here and keep track of information about them as they level up. And I'm just going to show you this. If you click the All Sheets tab over here, there's also Charts and AS. And this is where all the nitty-gritty is. All of the tables that I'm pulling from, like all of that information is here. All of the stat modifiers, all of the racial subrace options, all of the everything is either in AS or Charts, but I usually keep them hidden because if you're playing a character, you should never adjust any of these things. Not ever. So I usually will keep these hidden. Hide sheet. And click the little drop-down arrow and hide sheet. And then I'll do the same if I don't cast spells. I'll hide the spells tab. If I don't have Pact Magic, I'll hide the Pact Magic tab. If I don't have a pet, I'll hide this. And I'll get it down. I'll even hide the abilities tab. I'll get it down to where I just have stats, items, background, and notes. And if I'm a caster, also spells. So that's how you use this character sheet. It's done in Google Sheets. You probably have to have a Google account to save it to your drive. Another important thing to do when you create your character sheet is go up to the top right, click Share, and then click this little button to change it to a thing that anybody with the link can view it, and then give that link to your DM, because it's always good to give your character sheet link to the DM so he can look at it and plan for your character for things that'll happen in the future based on what your character sheet says. So there it is. That is Ninja G's 5e character sheet template version 2. Not totally original. This is borrowed from other work that other people have done. I've only adapted it, modified it, added to it to make it my own. So thanks to everybody that came before me that made a character sheet that I borrowed from. And thanks to anybody that appreciates my character sheet. I like to see people use it. A lot of work went into it, and I think it's a very good character sheet, especially if you do a lot of weird homebrew stuff. You can modify these sheets to have all of the weird homebrew stuff that you're going to use in your game. All right. Well, that's all I have for today. So, enjoy.